To most, seeing a bird out in nature is a common occurrence, and one which is often not given a second thought in one's everyday life. However, for Marsha Schuld of Rush Lake, birds are not only of great interest, but have become a passion, as she strives to capture their beauty, mystique, and role in nature through her work. Birds of a Feather is her latest exhibition, which incorporates painting, needlework, stained glass, and printmaking, showcasing the variety of birds across Saskatchewan, while making them the focal point of each of the 59 pieces, from an artistic and educational point of view.
And so I use in this exhibition several different methods of doing that. There's the plain and simple, eliminate all information in the background, except the metal. And the metals used throughout are a highlight thing because of our culture. Precious metals are precious metals. Take note, that's important. And so I use that as a tool. And then I stylize some of the plants and things so that it becomes decorative, pattern, again, drawing the eye in and highlighting the bird, which is the subject. So it's all about making those birds much higher elevated than our day-to-day thinking does of them. So it's trying to connect people to what they feel, where they live, and to saying, if you pay attention to what's around you, you'll realize it's more important than you thought.
Marsha's creativity also shines through in her intricate needlepoint work, bringing her adoration of birds to a regal level.
I trained at the Royal School of Needlework, which is based out of Hampton Court Palace in London. It's the premier school in the world to learn hand embroidery, and I took a series of courses, and I'm certified by them in technical hand embroidery. It's very rigorous and rigid training, but the skills you get are incredible.
Exquisite needlepoint skills, which are highlighted in this unique piece involving a raven.
So the raven, titled Nevermore, is a piece of embroidery. Some people are surprised when I describe what it is. It's single thread, flat thread, stitched. Every bit of it, it looks like a shiny bird, but it's stitched in flat thread. It's not shiny thread. And then in its background, I've incorporated gold thread, and over the gold thread is wrapped colored thread to create the word Nevermore. It's a very precise and painstaking process. To write the word Nevermore would take seconds. To paint it would take minutes. To stitch it takes hundreds of hours.
She lives where the birds live, right? She experiences them every day. I meet artists, God bless them, who are wildlife artists or bird
Marsha's admiration of nature and birds has also caught the attention of Saskatchewan writer and naturalist Trevor Harriott, who wrote an essay about her work.
When you see the paintings in person, they shimmer, right? She uses a lot of metallic color in them. And that right away, because it captures the light on the bird, around the bird, on its feathers, but also the backgrounds. And then sometimes she will have a bit of gold leaf in a halo kind of a thing, which makes us think of what? Iconography and the way we have depicted saints in Christian art. So it's a very deft use of that.
This exhibition not only highlights Marsha's mastery of various art forms, but also her compassionate concern for the birds' overall sustainability and their natural habitat. As a rancher, grain farmer, and artist, she hopes to narrow the rural-urban divide.
We have various social things that come up about rural lands are just empty places in between cities, or rural people should pay more because they don't pay taxes in this city, or urban people don't know anything about what I do. And I think in my work, that's something I try to address in a subtle way, but in a direct way, that there's something to be had for both of us. And what I have in this instance is a world full of birds that I get to see every day. So I invite the viewer into my world in this gallery, and I invite them to pay more attention when they leave the gallery.
A unique exhibit, which can start a discussion not only of art, but of the environment and our overall connection to nature as human beings. Topical discussions, which can bring together a varied audience at venues such as the Art Gallery of Swift Current.
Well, Art Gallery of Swift Current is attached to the public library in Swift Current, and the two venues really are providing access to expressions of our culture. The library through literary interests, and the art gallery through visual art. Both forms of expression, come from real people who live in our culture. And the art gallery is an important venue for freedom of expression, and we take that responsibility really seriously.
And as patrons admire her work at the Art Gallery of Swift Current in the coming weeks, Marsha has this hope for her exhibition.
Drawing people in, having them think that which we talked about in terms of mindfulness, time, space, sounds, what's around us that we haven't noticed, all of that. To me, that's the point, bar none. I don't make art to sell it. I make art to state something. And in this case, I'm stating, look at the world around us. It's disappearing. Pay attention. These are beautiful.
Birds of a Feather by Marsha Schuld is on exhibit at the Art Gallery of Swift Current until January 5th.